for your side. Am I right? Pallavi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on with the hands-on of DCL and TCL command that I want to finish yesterday, but it was not happened because of this internet issues. So today we will start with the DCL and TCL hands-on. Okay. So the concept you all know what is DCL and what is TCL. So we will move on with the okay. So let me connect with system. I have a password of FCL123. Okay. So right now already we are having some kind of already we have seen some kind of statements related to TCL and TCL. Directly we will move on with what are the DCL commands, grant and revoke. Okay. So to grant any permission or to provide any permission, we need one user. Instead of user, we can't provide permission. Okay. So for that purpose, we are creating user with the help of create command. So we will start with create user picture. Okay. And this is identified by, there must be identification. Na? So that for that purpose, we will provide one password and that password will be the same name we will use, feature. Then we will use default table space. In last what do you say session, someone has asked me that in chat box, I didn't realize at that time what is table space. We are using or creating this user in our system login. Arrow is pointing. Okay, so that is the default table space. Then we are creating temporary table space in that system one with the temp object. Then we are giving a size of with quota. Then we are providing unlimited on our system user. We will create that user. Okay, so I have misspelled temporary. Create user identified by, then default table space, then temporary, then quota with unlimited system. Okay, so in this way we are going to create first user. Now we have to create a second user. So we will create that user with create command. Create user student identified by password that student. We are using default table space space system. We are creating temporary table space with object 10. We are providing quota that is unlimited in the same system. So in this way we can create two users. Okay. Now I want to create one role. Role I'm not directly applying here. So For that purpose, I'm creating particular role. Okay, so how we can create that role? Let's check out. So to create a role, we need to pass a query with create command. Create role assistant. So in this way, we can create a role. Okay. Now I want to assign this role, that is assistant role, to users. But before that, we have to tell what kind of role these assistants are going to be performed. So we have to assign some role, and that assigning role or the permission is done with the help of grant command. So we will pass grant, create table. This is the first permission that we will pass to assistant. Then create session. To whom we want to pass this? To assistant. So in this way, we are having a message of grant succeeded. After that, I want to pass this permission to users that created, that is teacher and student. Okay. So simply what I will do, if I want to directly assign these roles to any particular user, so what I will do, I will write down grant create table to teacher or the user provided. So instead of that, we have created this role and we can pass this whole statement of permissions with only name of assistant. So we can pass this permission grant assistant to first user, that is teacher. So this grant is succeeded. And in the same way, we can grant the same role to our second user, that is student. Okay, so if we have successfully granted to users, then we can check it out. How to check this succeeded grant or not? So we have to connect with our Oracle with given username and password. Right now we have given username teacher and teacher, that is the first user. We will make a enter, so it will say that it is connected. And to check out whether student is connected successfully or not, so I will pass a query of connect slash with the password that we have already given student. It is also connected. Okay, so now suppose I want to create one table. I want to give authority by one user to another one. It means I want to give permission by teacher to student. So for that purpose, again I have to use account of teacher, and in that one I will create a table. Suppose uh, table. Okay. In that I will have two attributes, ID and name with the data type var2 into bracket size. Okay, so in this way we will create a table. So we are having this create table message. So for further information, consider we are inserting some values into it. Insert into each table values into bracket one comma. Right now I am using small values. One row is inserted. In the same way, I am going to insert another value. So all these tasks we are performing in which user account? Teacher account. So teacher can check out this data. I select star from each table. We can access. But what happen if we will check it out with another user account? Though we are having any access to this one, let's check out. So for that purpose, we have to connect with student account. And let's see, we can find out all the data present over there or not. Select start from. Now we have to see this table is present in which account. So teacher account dot. What is the name of that table? Teacher dot text table. No, that table does not exist in that account of student. Why? Because teacher and student both are having a role of assistant, but the data created in teacher table or teacher account is not permitted to access by user student. So to give this permission to student to access the table or the data created by teacher account, we have to first pass permission, or we have to grant any access of data to student account by teacher. So for that one, we need to grant select on the table name to account name, username. So we are having grant succeeded. So what we have did here, we have logged into the user account teacher, then we got connected. This account or this username granted a select permit or select statement to student on tech table. So it is grant succeeded. After that, to check whether this is successfully completed or not, we have to again log in with student table. Okay, student account. Okay, please mute yourself. So let's check out whether again we can have this query. Select start from teacher. That table is created by teacher dot name of that table, tech table. Yes, we can access that table. So our grant is succeeded. Okay. So second thing, in this way we have seen how to pass a permission to any other user or how to create user and how to create a role combinedly to pass that role to multiple users. Okay. Now suppose I want to revoke that, what do you say, permission. So what I will do, I will again connect with teacher account and I will pass a query of revoke select the same permission given on which table we have passed it. We have passed it on table. Now we are not passing, we are taking away that permission. So we have to use a from student. So it is revoke succeeded. So let's check out it is successfully done or not. So for that purpose, we have to connect via student. So let's select start from teacher dot text table. Yes, it is revoked. Now, suppose I want to revoke any what do you say user or this role. What role we have created? Assistant. So what we have to do? That assistant role is created in our system login. So for that purpose, we have to connect with system, and then we can drop that role. Drop role assistant. Cascade is nothing but all the properties. So role is dropped. Okay. Now we have to see that how to drop particular user. Okay, if we have dropped that particular role, so let's check out, can we connect with teacher account, password teacher. No, already we have dropped that row. It means no teacher, no student, or not any user account is going to connect with this what do you say, assistant role. So let's check out student. No. Okay, so we can't connect. So how to drop that role? Okay, so for that purpose we have seen drop role assistant cascade. Now I want to drop user. Okay, so for that purpose we have to connect with system, and we have to drop user with the help of drop command, and the first user is teacher, and we have to say that all the properties. So we have dropped our user. Now the second user we can drop in this. Okay, so in this way we can drop our user also. Now the next one is our TCL language. Okay, so what is TCL? We are going to control transaction. Okay, now whatever the data we have created, we need to save into our system permanently. So for that purpose we are using commit clause, or we are using commit query to save all the data. Suppose we have already logged in with our original user account. So create table employee with ID, name, varchar2 into brackets, suppose size is 20. Okay, so name is already existing. It means already we are having that table into our database. Sometime we have created. So we just need to insert some data into it. Insert into employee values into bracket. Suppose 1 comma Suyash, bracket complete. Let me check first what are the values available there. Okay, so describe employee. Lots of the values are available there. So I'm going to drop address, alter table employee, drop column address. Okay, the same way again I'm going to drop another column, that is date of joining. So in this way we are having only two values to get added, so it will be easy to insert into employee with ID 1 comma Suresh. So one value will get added. Okay, values. One row will get added. Now the second row I want to add with an ID of 2 and name was with Priyanka. So second row is created. Okay, so I want to check, select start from employee. So 3 rows are available there. Right now we have not passed any constraint. We have not passed any key constraint, that is primary key or anything. So we are having duplicated values of ID 112. Okay. So I want to save this data permanently in employee table. So I will pass a transaction control language command, that is commit. Okay, so commit will get completed. So we can find that all this data will get saved. In some of the versions, it will get committed automatically, but sometimes it happens that you are inserting data for one session, and once you will drop that session, again when you will start that session, your data will get vanished. Okay, that is happening because of the same reason, and for that, remove that kind of inconvenience, you have to use this commit command. Okay, so you can save it. Now the second command is save point. Okay, so right now for 3 values I am creating save point with the name svpt1. So save point will get created. So when you will have this save point, or when you will call this save point, it will be showing that 112, that is 3 rows will get displayed. Now suppose I want to insert another value into it with ID and name, who is next, Samskruti. And now I want to find out next save point. So I will use save point svpt second. Okay, and think that you are having some kind of system crash or anything, this kind of happens into your system. So what you will do? So for that purpose, am I audible clearly now? There is no any hurdle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after that, I will call a rollback. Now up to which point I can roll back? Up to, I want to roll back, suppose SVPT second. So rollback will get completed. Okay. So when we will select start from employee, we are having these 3 data, okay, 4 rows. And sometimes it happens that we don't remember how much save point we have created, and the last save point that created is in your mind. So you can roll back to that save point, and I am having that save point, that is 1. So data will get rolled back to that extent. So select start from employee. So you can roll back your data up to the last save point that you memorize, and you can get that data back. So these are the TCL commands. Okay, commit, rollback, and save point. In this way, you can create this transaction control language, or you can manipulate this. Okay. Now we will move on with the next concept of our module, that is set operations in SQL. So these are the set operations that already you have seen this concept in mathematics also. In the same way, the concept or the logical part behind that is the same one, just it is represented in SQL form. Okay, so this SQL supports few set of operations which can be performed on our table data. So these are used to get meaningful result from that data. Okay, so what are the meaningful reasons? Suppose I want to find out some only portion of that data. Suppose I want to find out some common data between 2 different tables. I want to find out all the values. I want to find out only values available in first table or second table. So for that purpose, we can use the set operations. So let's see one by one. So which are those set operations? First one is the union. Second one, union all. Third one, intersect. And the fourth one is the minus. So there is a one difference between union and union all. We will find out. Okay. So this is the union. So as the name implies, we can say that union is going to use for combining the result of two or more tables. So in short, we can say that it is used to combine the results of two or more select statements. So what it will do, it is going to eliminate the duplicate rows. Okay. And in case of union, number of columns and data types must be same in both the tables and on which union operation can be performed. So here you can say a Venn diagram of union operation. One circle is going to represent a first table and second circle is going to represent another table. So when you will perform this union operation, it is going to display all the tuples which are present in first circle and second circle, that is first table and second table. Okay, so let's see what is the syntax for this one. So you can operate with the help of select whatever the statement, then you need to just write down union and with second statement. Okay, so here are the two tables, first table and second table with ID and name. There can be two different IDs or two or more same attributes available. Okay, so simply we know that we are having only one row for duplicate names and other name will get displayed. So the statement or syntax for union will be select statement, union word, then again second select statement. So let's see how it will perform. So already I have created select star from first, okay, and select star from second. Already I have created, okay, but right now in second table no rows are there. So let me insert into second with the values, suppose 2. I'm going to take one common value, so it will help us in upcoming set operations. And the third one is the C. So I'm going to perform commit operation because at the time of creation of table I have saved all the values, but from second table it got vanished. So I am going to commit right now. Okay. So I want to perform select star from second table, so we can have that data. Now I want to perform union operation. So I will write down select start from first, then I will pass a query of with the union clause, and I will pass it on with second table select start from second. So union is going to eliminate the duplicates available. So 2b is available in this also. So at that time only one single row will get displayed here, 1a, 2b and 3c. Okay, so in this way union operation will get performed. Next one, union all. Okay, so what is union all? This operation is also going to work like our union operation, but it is not going to eliminate duplicate values. It will tell you duplicate values also. So as we have 2B2 types in our results. So let's see how we can perform. So here is that table, the same one with values 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay. So with the help of union all, we are not going to remove the redundancy. We are having that data here only. Okay. So why this is happening? If we are selecting with particular clause or with particular condition, at that time these two data can be different one. Okay, and if we are having that condition and only one value will get displayed with the help of union, the second value will not get displayed on our screen. So this can happen. Only one student can get his result on screen, but another cannot. Okay, so in this way sometimes happen. But ID is not primary key here, so that's why we can pass union all. But in case of union, if primary key is assigned, we can pass union also because if PRN number is same, there is no any duplicate PRN number created in that table. Okay, so let's see how that union all is going to perform. The same thing I'm using here. but with command of union all. Okay. So select star from second. So here is the data 1A, 2B, 2B, 3C. Okay. Now the next set operation is intersect. Okay. So intersect operation is used to combine two select statements, but it only returns the records which are common in both the tables. Okay, जो डेटा दोनों टेबल में भी एक जैसा होगा वही डेटा वो क्या करेगा डिस्प्ले करेगा. Okay, and in case of intersect the number of columns and data type must be same. Definitely if it is finding common result it must be common. There is a one note I have written here. MySQL does not support intersect operator. Okay. So let's see how this intersect operator is going to be performed. We are having small data. So we are having 2B is the common result in both the tables. So let's see whether we are having this output correct or not. Intersect. Let's start from second. Yes, we can have only common value. Okay. Now the next is minus. Okay, minus operation combines the result of two select statement, but it returns only those tuples in final result which belong to the first set of result. Okay. अब यहाँ पे हमने क्या देखा है, यहाँ पे दो टेबल है. फर्स्ट सर्कल इज गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट फर्स्ट टेबल एंड सेकेंड सर्कल इज गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट सेकेंड टेबल. अब हम माइनस क्या कर रहे हैं, हम फर्स्ट टेबल माइनस सेकेंड टेबल कर रहे हैं. तो जो स्टेटमेंट हमें क्या करेगा, जो फर्स्ट टेबल में अवेलेबल डेटा है लेकिन सेकेंड टेबल का डेटा वो क्या नहीं करेगा, कंसिडर नहीं करेगा, उतना ही डेटा वो क्या करेगा, रिट्राइव करेगा. मतलब जो कॉमन है वो भी क्या करेगा, वो रिट्राइव नहीं करेगा. सो द सिंपल सिंटैक्स is select star from the table name minus select star from the second. Okay, so let's see hands on this one. So select star from first one minus select star from second one. So 1A will be definitely 2B is available in second table also. So 1A will be the result. Okay, so this is all about the set operations. Now the next one is the clauses. Okay, so first clause that we have seen, that is the where clause. So if I want to see select star from first table, so where clause is going to tell you one condition where id is equal to 1. So this is going to tell a condition. In the same way, we are having these clauses. They are going to tell a particular condition. Okay. So what condition they will provide, we will see. First clause is group by. Next is having. After that, aggregate. Okay. As the name implies, they are going to provide the same task as per their function. Okay. Now the first one, just a minute, let me drink some water. Group by clause. Okay. So group by clause is utilized in our SQL with select statement. Definitely, as I told you, where we are using with select statement, in the same way we are using this group by also with select statement. So it is going to organize data in one format or by making a group. So this group by clause uses or works on select statement to organize similar data into groups. So we can combine the multiple records in single or more columns using some function. So what are the functions? So generally we are using aggregate function like minimum, maximum, average, count and sum to combine into single or multiple columns. and it also splits apply combine strategy for data analysis. Okay, so these are the phases of data analysis. In split phase, it will divide the group with its value. In apply phase, it applies the aggregate function and generates a single value. And in combiner phase, it combines the groups with single value into single value. Okay, so we can have a diagrammatic representation, how split works, how apply works, and how combine will work. So what is split? It divides the groups with its value. Okay, so this is the our table. X and Y will be the attribute, and it will split on the basis of value of X. So split will work out X, Y. All the attributes are same here. But this first table is going to represent the values which are assigned to A. Second split is going to tell you the table with values B. And third split is going to tell you the table with values C. Okay. Now the second is apply phase. It is going to apply the aggregate function and generate single value. So aggregate value we are having here 2 plus 4 divided by 2, that is 6 by 2, 3. 0 plus 5 divided by 2, that is 2.5. 10 plus 5, that is 15 divided by 2, 7.5. Here we are applying the apply analysis phase. Now the third phase is going to tell you that combiner phase. So we are going to create a group of with single values and we are going to display it to a single value. It means we are combining these groups into a single value or group of values into a single value. We are combining these values into a single value, or we can say that group of single values into single value, meaning it's the same one with this split and with this apply. Okay, so we are having A is equal to 3, B is equal to 2.5 and C is equal to 7.5. This is the split, apply and combine. Now there are some points with our group by clause. Let me tell you because there is nothing to explain. Okay, so I'm going to read this one. So group by clause is utilized with select statement. I told you. This aggregates the result on the basis of selected column with count, max, minimum, sum, average functions. It returns the only one result per group of data that we have seen with the help of 3 phases. This clause always follows the where clause, definitely. Then it always proceeds with ordered by. Okay, so these are the few points to remember that because it follows the where clause, where if we will pass on a particular query select start from particular table name and we are passing where ID name or mathematics marks greater than 5, group by in particular order, ascending order or descending order. Okay, so let us see how to check it out. Here is the employee table with 4 attributes. Okay, so employee ID, employee name, department ID and salary. So we are having few values available here. So how can we apply these values? Let's check it out. So select department ID. We have to use this department ID. Then average of salary we are using here. Apply for data analysis, that is we are making average of salary. Then from employee group by department ID, then again we are combining it with department ID. So all the processes will work on the basis of split, then apply, that is average one, and again combine to a particular value, that is group by clause. Okay, so right now we are selecting department ID and average of salary. Department ID is 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3. 3 department IDs are there. Then we have to follow this with 1, 1 ke kitne hai? 3,500 and 2,500. So 6,000 will be there. two entries here. So 6,000 divided by 2, 3,000. So average is going to place here. Now, how many values are there with two department ID? 1, 2, 3. Three two rows are there. So with values 4,000, 5,000 and 3,000. What will be the addition? 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 3, 12. 12 divided by 1, 2, 3. It is 4,000. And three department IDs are having two values, 4,500 and 3,500. Divide it total is 8,000 divided by one more is there or some typing mistake. Yes, 8,000 is there. So here must be a 4,000. Okay. So if I had did mistake here, typing mistake, 4,000 will be there. Okay. So in this way, group by will work on. Now the next one is the having clause. Having clause is also utilized in SQL with condition clause, with group by clause. This conditional clause returns number of rows with aggregate functions that are the result of the same one going to match with given condition only. And it is added in SQL because where clause cannot be combined with aggregate result. So it has different purpose. Okay. And the primary purpose of the where clause is to deal with non-aggregate or individual records. So what are the points to remember with this having clause? So having clause always utilized in combination with group by clause, and it restricts the data on the group record rather than individual record. Where and having can be used in a single query. So what is the syntax one? Let's see. Right now we are having the same query we have seen with group by. We know the result one, but I want to pass a particular condition on this group of data. So what is that group? I want only the data which is having average salary greater than 3,000. So I will pass a query, select department ID and average salary from employee, group by with department ID having average salary greater than 3,000. I'm not writing here greater than equal to, I'm writing greater than. So 3,000 count will not come in the result. So two rows will get displayed. To second row 4,000 and third row is also 4,000. Okay. When you will make average, you can have this value. So this is the having clause. Then aggregate function. We will see this with hands-on later on in the next lecture. Aggregate functions used to combine the result of a group into single, such as count, max, minimum, average, sum, standard deviation, variance. These are the mathematical functions, and these functions are also known as multiple row functions. So what is the meaning of sum? It will return the sum or total of each group that we want to retrieve. Count one, it will return the number of rows of that particular group. Average, it is going to return the average and mean of each group. Minimum value is returned with the help of mean function, and the maximum value, sorry, here typing mistake. Here is the maximum value I have to write down. It will return the maximum value of that group with max function. Okay. So there is one difference with where clause and having clause, and we will have this in next lecture. So before that, let me ask you, do you have any query with this? Yes. Today we have seen DCL command, TCL command, that set operations, in that union all, intersect, minus, then some of the clauses we have started, in which we have started with group by clause, and then we have seen having clause. Okay, so hands-on on this we will see in next lecture. But till today or till this, do you have any query? Priyanka, Samskruti, Pallavi, Yash? Remember that hands-on are going to be used in next subject. Okay, so tell me anything. Can we list out all save points? Yes, you can list out, but once you will roll back to the previous one, you can't roll back to the next one. It means what? If I have created in our example, if say SBPT1, Okay, and I don't remember that SVPT2 was created by me or not, and I roll back to the save point 1, and suddenly you memorize that yes, I have created another save point with other values, and if you will roll back to that value, na, it will not work. Okay, let me show you on which table we have created that save point. Okay, let me create with select start from first. Okay, so right now I will create save point pt1. Okay, and suppose I will insert into first values into bracket
Ma'am,
3
screen is not
comma.
shared.
Yes, sorry. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what I did, I have taken the first table that we have created for set operations. So let's start from first table. So for that two values I have created save point 1, and now I'm inserting another value, okay, into the same table, and I will create a second save point, that is sorry, pt second. Okay, so I can roll back. Suppose suddenly we are having any crash or anything, and I roll back to save point pt2. Sorry, I doing and roll back to save point with the name. Roll back completed. So once you will write down the select statement, so you can have your data 1, 2, 3. Okay, but I'm not getting that I have rolled back to second or first, and I memorize that array I have created a save point with first, so I will work on with the same one. So roll back to pt1. So rollback will get completed, and once you will write down select star from first table, so let's see what will happen. It will get 1, 2. Okay, and if suppose I will write down rollback to pt2, so it is not going to establish because it is going to create, or it is going to come under invalid session. Okay, PT2 is never established because it is vanished, because we have rolled back to our first point. Okay, so in this way you can roll back your date. Any other query? Siddhi, Muskan, who asked me this? Rutikesh. Rutikesh, is it clear?
Ma'am, I want to ask that means is there any command to list out means all save points means in system one table we have created 1, 2, 3, and after that we forgot means what we have created and the names of that save point means I want to ask that is there any command to list out the names of all the save points that's what I wanted to ask.
Okay, you want to ask me? Mm, I have not performed that, but I will perform and tell you. Okay, let me first, before telling you anything, let me first work out on that one, and then I will tell you. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
okay. Just a minute. I want to share one thing to all of you. Before that, uh, we have to insert. Okay, now I want to create save point pt2, and I want to perform commit. So go back to roll back two times this. Why it is not visible? Okay. We have inserted value save point created with PT2. PT2 we have not established in this. Let's start from first thing. So okay, I will get back to you on this question in next lecture. Okay, there must be. I think I am not getting that point right now, but there must be something related to it. Okay, Ritikesh. Now I got cleared what you want to say.
Okay, ma'am.
After checkpoint. Yes, it is deleted because save point is creating the task to save your data. Okay, it is going to save particular data up to particular instances, and rollback is working for any crash or any sudden damage to your database, and you don't have to write from first to the save point. So for that purpose, we are using rollback. Okay, so it is going to delete that data. Actually, rollback is not going to delete. Rollback is going to get your data. Okay, so अगर हमारा सिस्टम क्रैश हो गया तो फर्स्ट टेबल में जितना डेटा है वो सारा चला जाएगा. वंस वी विल रोल बैक इट विल गेट विजिबल. Okay, so I will also tell you in elaborated way about this. Let me just combine few simple words or statement with this. Okay. What is table space? Okay. Table space in that create user na. So what is, just a minute. Yeah, default table space, these users that we have created. Okay, and that is the meaning of system. Already we are installed our Oracle with system 1. Okay, and that we are using. What you say? In our Oracle database now, there are number of logical storage units are available. Okay, and these logical units are called as table space. And when you will combine them now, so it will create database data. In short, you can say what is the example? Okay, one more statement I would like to tell you. Oracle database में क्या होता है, बहुत से लॉजिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं. ओके, सो उस लॉजिकल स्ट्रक्चर को सपोज हम उसको एक लॉजिकल स्टोरेज यूनिट बोल रहे हैं, उस लॉजिकल स्टोरेज यूनिट को हम टेबल स्पेस बोलेंगे. ओके, अभी हमारे ओरेकल में हमने पहला लॉजिकल टेबल स्पेस स्ट्रक्चर कौन सा यूज किया है, सिस्टम. अगर मैंने दूसरा यूज किया सिस करके तो वो टेबल स्पेस हो जाएगा. Okay, right now we are using a table space, that is we are using this with, we are connecting with first table space, that is connect system. Then we are using password of that particular storage unit. Okay, system is the first table space, and suppose we are using it sysdba. Okay, लॉगिन कर रही हूँ sysdba से, कनेक्ट सिस्टम as sysdba. Just a minute. Connect sysdba RCL123. sysdba RCL23. पासवर्ड आई एम नॉट गेटिंग. अगर आप लोग डेटाबेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के साथ अगर कनेक्ट कर रहे हो तो वो एक लॉजिकल टेबल स्पेस हो जाएगा डेटाबेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का। ओनली अगर आप सिस यूज कर रहे हो तो वो एक लॉजिकल टेबल स्पेस हो जाएगा ओरेकल डेटाबेस का। सिस्टम यूज कर रहे हो तो वो एक डेटा टेबल स्पेस हो जाएगा। समझ में आ रहा है आपको? ये तीन जो है अभी हम जो यूज कर रहे हैं वो एक टेबल स्पेस है और डिफॉल्ट टेबल स्पेस हमारा जो ओरेकल ने प्रोवाइड किया है वो सिस्टम है। तो हम लोग कनेक्ट किससे कर रहे हैं? सिस्टम से कर रहे हैं। Always we are going to connect with system with provided password at the time of installation. Getting my point? That is called as table space. Shreyas?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके सिंपली आप ध्यान में रखो कि हमारा एक बैग है वो ओरेकल डेटाबेस है। उसमें जो कंपार्टमेंट्स है जो हमें स्टोरेज के लिए यूज करने हैं वो स्टोरेज यूनिट है और वो स्टोरेज यूनिट को हम टेबल स्पेस कहेंगे। ओके सिंपल वे। एनी अदर क्वेरी? यस एनी अदर क्वेरी? Okay. If you have still any query, you can ask me. Okay. And Ritikesh, I will get back to you on save point. Can we list out all save points? I didn't list out before, but I will check it out and I will tell you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.